Next row, casseroles. A lot of hype and expectation, and with a few of these teams, kind of a nostalgia for a time past.
Yes.
Like, I think I like that, and then you're like, no. Ultimately, pretty underwhelming.
So Nick has the Niners way down there on the tiers. He's got the very bottom tier, the Chicago Bears right now, so they're on the brink of elimination right now. And just one level above that, Nick's got the Colts, the Niners, the Bengals, and the Falcons. So he has them on a tier that's definitely underwhelming, not performing up to the level that we thought they would perform this year. And, injuries have definitely been a big part of that for the 49ers. They have just been absolutely obliterated with injuries on the offense, on the defense, on the special teams. They're just having one of their worst seasons. And it's no surprise they have the drop-off. I mean, if you look at last year and how their offense and defense was able to perform, they were fairly healthy throughout the year. This year, it's just not the case. I mean, they're missing all of their big guns here and there. I mean, Bosa missing games, Debo missing games, Kittle missing games, Purdy missing games. Greenlaw hasn't been there. Hufanga tries to come back, injured again. Like, they've just been absolutely killed with injuries this year. So definitely 49ers are underwhelming. They're pretty close on Nick's tiers to being eliminated. I mean, there's just one level below them. So Niners continue to drop down Nick's tiers every week, and it's going to be tough for them. They've got these two huge games that are really going to be difficult for them to win in the remaining schedule, and that's against the Lions and the Buffalo Bills this weekend. So those are going to be two tough games right there. And then they have a bunch of other winnable games. They still got divisional games against like the Cardinals and the Rams, and they got a lot of winnable games. The Dolphins is another game in there. This game against Chicago, which comes after the Bills game. I mean, the Niners definitely have a ton of winnable games. But the way they've been playing, they've been losing a lot of those winnable games. They've been blowing leads in the second half, blowing leads in the fourth quarter. So, just kind of seeing the inconsistency from the Niners this year, they may not get those wins that they really need because the Lions game and the Bills game is going to be really tough for them to pull those out. If they can't get either of those games, they're going to need to beat these other teams that are hanging around 500 or below 500. Niners are going to have to take all of those games, and they have to just pray and hope that somehow they could get one game above the other divisional opponents, because the wild card is looking really like the Niners are not going to have a chance to take a wild card spot. This NFC West division is just so average right now that they're still going to be in the race for several weeks to come. Even if they come out here and lose against the Bills this weekend, they're still going to be in that NFC West race because this division is so average. Everybody just floating around 500. But if they could somehow pull out maybe the Bills or the Lions game, I think the Bills game probably is going to be the one that they've got a better chance at doing, just because the weather is going to be so crappy. Sometimes that will really neutralize the playing field. You could have the best team in the league and the worst team in the league, and then they go play a game out in the conditions, like if it's blizzard or pouring rain. It really levels the playing field, and sometimes it can really neutralize the pass attack of somebody like a Josh Allen, this team that can really light it up in the air. So then it kind of turns into a defensive game and a running game, and McCaffrey has not been that good this year, so he's going to have to play better in this game for sure. But I think they're going to need like Jordan Mason to get in there and run well, maybe throw some Garendo in there, somewhat of a rotation, but Kyle Shanahan doesn't seem interested in that at all. So this game might come down to the shoulders of Christian McCaffrey, and the way he's been running it, I think the Niners are going to lose that. I think probably James Cook would win that battle. Niners defense has not been great this year at all, definitely way worse than we've seen in recent years, so you can run on the Niners for sure this year. They've just got so many injuries. Even their best guy, Fred Warner, he's been playing with a broken ankle. It's no surprise Fred Warner has been getting torched lately because he's out there on a broken ankle. So, I think you could definitely run, and if this turns into, a James Cook versus Christian McCaffrey type of a game, the way CMC's been going, that might not work out so well for the 49ers unless he can kind of turn it around and return to kind of how we saw him last year. But, I don't even know if the offensive line is going to open up lanes or holes for him to produce like that. So it might be tough sledding up in Buffalo for the Niners, in possible several feet of snow that's going to fall. So let me know what you think about it. Do you think the Niners have any chance in this game against Buffalo? especially with the conditions in play, possible, blizzard condition or several feet of snow, high winds. Do you think that kind of helps out the Niners and gives them a shot? Or do you think the Niners are going to get absolutely smoked in this game? Let me know what you think about it in the comments section. Appreciate you for taking the time to watch this, and I will talk to you soon.